What's going on, everyone? This is Random Things Review, and today in the spotlight we got the Starbucks Venti Cup to be reviewed. This is a very standard cup that a lot of people use. You've used it, I used it, and I'm excited to break it down and get into it and see this review. So, as you can see, it starts off with a pure, nice white color around the cup. Color doesn't really hesitate. It's got a nice white. I wouldn't call it an ice white, but it is a nice color in its own. And cool thing is it doesn't even change if you put anything inside the cup. I mean, this cup's empty, but if you put something inside the cup, it wouldn't change the white color. So it's a very nice consistent coloring on that. And as you can see, you got a plain white logo here, white and green. It's the standard logo. Everyone knows it. They don't even have to say it. It's minimalistic. I like it. Good design of the lady who's bending her legs, or I think in an improbable position. Props to her. I hope she's okay. And what's really cool about this cup is on the side here, let me scroll down here, you got the Barista Promise, which says, "Love your beverage or let us know. We'll always make it right." Big promise, big talk out of the Starbucks Corporation. I bet a lot of people have used that, in fact, and that's really gonna help their customer image. But shout out to those baristas who always make stuff right. Shout out to them. Now, you will see one thing I have noticed. There is an inconsistency between this Barista Promise font and this Starbucks font here. You can see that you've got a nice bold, I want to call it an Arial sans serif font, and here, while you do have a sans serif font, almost seems a little bit wider and not bolded, and then here you get a serif font back again. So an inconsistency in the font there, that's going to dock the points on the design score for sure. Now, going up to the cup lid, it's your standard cup lid. It's about 1 centimeter wide and maybe 2 to 3 centimeters long. Standard, run-of-the-mill, nothing you can expect. One thing I want to notice is this little flap for excessive steam. I'm very caught by this. It's very low profile. Like, look how small that is compared to the rest of the cup. What I gotta wonder is it still as effective? I know other places such as Cumberland Farms and Dunkin' Donuts, sometimes they may have even larger flaps for steam or for heat retention or letting heat out, but this is pretty small in the industry, so I want to know if the effectiveness has worn off because of that. Now, it's hard to grip nakedly. I mean, you see I just dropped it right there because I'm clumsy. So good thing is right next to the cup, or right on the cup, they give you this beautiful groove sleeve. Now let's get into this groove sleeve a little bit. You got yourself a nice mustard color going on here. It stays consistent throughout, and it's got grooves both on the outside and the inside there, as you can see, and that really helps grip the cup. If you could just imagine this on the cup, just really gripping it, doing a great job gripping the cup. And it's as you can see, we have some nice text here. We have a hot warning right here on the back, that this is in fact a hot, where is it? Here we go. We got a very hot on here, and then we also have a, here we go, is extremely hot. So inconsistency in the adjective usage on that. Don't know if I'm going to dock points. We'll see later in the review. But really cool little thing. But just one thing that really catches me is they're really plugging this blonde espresso. I mean, I didn't order a blonde espresso. If I did in a cup this big, that'd be very worrying. That's a lot of coffee. But they keep just plugging this blonde espresso, just no matter what, on the cup. So inconsistent branding, just one generic brand for a whole cup. I don't know how I feel about that, essentially. But what's really cool is the conservation efforts that Starbucks is promoting. Down here, you'll see you got a 39% post-consumer fiber cup sleeve, 34% less paper. I mean, shout out to them, and it doesn't end there. Back on the original cup, it's made with 10% post-consumer recycled fiber, so very environmentally healthy drink we got here, and an environmentally healthy sleeve there. Excuse me for a minute. Now, what's really cool is how these pair together. You got the yellow, you got the green, you got the white, you got a little bit of a citrus effect. All you're missing is the orange. But this is essentially the cup in a nutshell. I'm excited to drop this thing and finally review it. As you can see from the drop test here, the Starbucks cup does a relatively good job of absorbing energy when it drops. You can see it kind of tilts on its head there, and that can be very worrisome, especially if one were to drop something with liquid in it. Keep in mind this is an empty drop. Don't know the physics exactly behind the sleeve and if that helps absorb the drop at any all, but the cup did a really good job of being able to absorb impact and maintain its original shape. Now to get into the final ratings for the Starbucks Venti White Cup. First off, drink holding ability, that's a 9.8. I mean, it does its job. It holds the drink, no complaints there. Presentation, I had to dock it down to a 7.2, and a large part of that is due to the font inconsistency. You just can't have that when trying to make that perfect coffee cup. Dexterity, that's at an 8.6. It survived the drop test pretty well. Minimal dings, minimal scratches. Even from its paper base, it does a pretty good job of maintaining its shape. No complaints there. Sleeve accessory, that's a 9. Does a really good job of keeping it gripped and secure. Great addition. Don't like the color. Don't like the generic advertisement that they're going to put on, but you can't control everything they do. So sleeve accessory is a 9 for me. And then finally, environmental consciousness, 9.7. Just the way that they're using recycled materials for both the sleeve and the cup, I think it's a great move by the Starbucks Corporation. So that leads to an overall rating of 9.4 for the Starbucks Venti White Cup. Well, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hope you had a good time watching this review of the Starbucks Venti White Cup. Please check my channel and see my other reviews, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.